Hey guys, if you hold a British passport, you most likely need to hear us, and you've already gone and clicked on this video, so you're definitely interested in what I actually have to say. And the first time in modern history, the UK government is openly considering citizenship-based taxation, exactly like we've seen over in the United States, right? And what does this mean? This means if you leave the UK, move abroad, or try to protect your assets offshore, they could still be taxing you simply for holding a British passport, okay? So you can check out some of this stuff online. I was reading it myself today. I thought, why not? Let's make a video about this. Because at the end of the day, it's very important, and there are a lot of British passport holders who are entrepreneurs, especially living in Dubai. And before we get into this, if we do want to take some action now, because of what's coming will impact every entrepreneur, every investor, and even retirees living abroad, you can always book a call down below, or you can learn more about our international structuring and citizenship planning at forwardpointsolutions.com or HPT Group. If you haven't got a met me before, I'm Will Hodgson, the co-founder of HPT Group, formerly known as 4 Point Solutions. And again, we help with tax residencies, offshore planning, citizenship by investments, fintech advisory, banking, basically diversifying yourself around the world. And again, this isn't theory, it's a direction of travel. And if you don't prepare, essentially, it's better to prepare sooner rather than later. And if not, you potentially could be trapped financially, even if you've already left the UK. So right now, British citizens are currently taxed on residency and not the citizenship, right? Just like many other European passports. And that's why thousands of wealthy Britons have essentially legally moved to places like Dubai, Monaco, Portugal, well, back when Portugal was a very attractive place, right? Living tax-free and maintaining their travel on their British passports. But essentially, behind the scenes, policymakers are studying the US-style system, one that taxes citizens worldwide, even when they've left the country completely. So this would mean by simply being British and owning the passport, keeping you inside HMRC's tax net no matter where you live. And again, the Labour government has already committed to abolishing the non-domiciled regime recently, actually this year in 2025, and that system is one that protects foreign income from those living abroad, right? And that's step one. The next step is actually already being discussed in policy circles, and that is citizen-based taxation, just like the US, okay? So let's have a look at America. The US is the only developed country that taxes its citizens and not its residents. In terms of when you live in the US and you obtain a passport, you go move over to Dubai, potentially then have to pay those US taxes. So if you're American and you pay US tax on your global income, even if you haven't lived there in 30 years, you file tax returns every single year, report your foreign bank accounts, the FBAR, the FATSA, and face severe penalties for non-compliance. And if you want to leave the system, you pay an exit tax of up to 23.8% of your unrealized gains, not just to give up your actual passport, So there's an exit tax as well. And now HMRC is looking at doing the same. So you move to Dubai, start a business, retire in Portugal, and HMRC still demands a tax return every year because you're a British citizen. That's what I'm on about in the future right now. They can trace the actual accounts through the Common Reporting Standard, otherwise known as the COS system, and the data share, which is automatically shared over 100 countries. And again, you don't need to live in the UK to be taxed by it. So what's realistic? You might think this sounds pretty far-fetched. Sorry about that, I had a phone call there. It is not. Here's a pattern. The UK has already adopted OECD Global Minimum Tax. HMRC has full access to all automatic bank exchanges under the CRS agreements. The non-domicile regime is being diminished and completely dismantled, and that's a massive shift in what the UK used to be, right? So Treasury reports and think tanks have started exploring tax Britons who leave, essentially, in order to close this financial gap. And with the US model seen as effective at preventing the capital flight, it's a very tempting blueprint for debt-heavy UK government, right? So in short, the UK is broke, the rich are leaving, and taxing its citizenship is one of the only ways they can actually continue to combat these high taxes and combat the actual global wealth around the world, right? Very interesting actual system. So if you are British, and especially if you own property, companies, crypto abroad, it's potentially, if you want to be in the best interest of yourself, you might want to look at starting to prepare this now. Because once the actual system will be introduced, it won't be optional. You'll be required to file with HMRC every single year, disclose your offshore structures, and potentially pay tax on the assets that you've built entirely outside of the UK. So your global bank accounts, trusts, holdings will be entirely visible, meaning HMRC will know what you own before you even declare it. And if you want to escape later, you'll likely have to face a UK-styled exit tax, mirroring the American model. And once this starts, it's most likely too late, right? So the solution is pretty straightforward in regards to what you can do about this, you know. It requires a lot of foresight, but you need to build an international structure, protect your income, assets, your residency before the rules change. Potentially, that also means getting a second passport, right? There's many ways to do this through CBIs. I'll be introducing a few more videos on CBI programs like citizenship by investment around the world, where you can essentially buy a property and get a passport sometimes in as little as 4 months. Now, our fast track programs over in Nevis, we've got St. Lucia, Dominica, Vanuatu, Nevis. You know, you still get access to EU and UK and US travel. However, you don't have that British passport, or you have the option then to renounce it, right? Very interesting. So if you are British, the window is pretty much to act is closing, right? And the non-dom regime is already gone, and the global reporting systems are already in place. So the idea of taxing its citizens and not its residents is no longer theory, right? That is completely true. And again, at HPT Group, we do help the clients design second passport strategies, residency programs, international structures, fintech protocols, and back-end banking mechanisms, whatever it is, right? We do help a wide range of clients around the world, and even consult in business as well. Again, and this is generally to protect the client's freedoms for when the government changes the actual rules, you know? So you can still book a meeting with me down below. It's completely free. I don't charge for it. I love speaking with entrepreneurs around the world. It's fantastic. Love helping them. We've got clients in over 20 countries now. And again, if you wanted more information on our website, just go to www.hpt.group and or www.forwardpointsolutions.com. And again, don't wait for policy change, because when it drops, it's most likely too late and that freedom has been chucked out of the window. So I hope this was a nice message to you guys. If you haven't got a like to subscribe already to the channel, please go ahead and do so and leave some comments on your thoughts on the potential changes and if you think this could happen, because I personally can see this coming. Non-dom's gone. You've seen the UK ramp up potential exit tax. These taxes, I think there's over 30 taxes over in the UK, and it can't see ramping up. The government is drowning in debt, and obviously they're basically running out of options, and we have a lot of citizens who do live abroad, who earn, you know, fortunes around the world, whether they're living in Hong Kong, Dubai, potentially could look at taxing. So very interesting situation that could come across us before 2029. Other than that, guys, I will love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheerio.